Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're here at Sun and Fun 2025.
It is.
51st anniversary. I'm standing here with probably someone you recognize on YouTube and someone who was very instrumental in helping me get my pilot's license.
Appreciate
Captain Joe.
Thank you very much, Phil, for the invite. I really appreciate this very spontaneous interview, and it was great for you to come by and tell me a little about your pilot story and your experience. Very nice.
Yes, well, we talked about the thing that was the Achilles heel of my flight training, and that was holes, IFR holes.
Yes.
Instrument and the parallel, direct entry, teardrop.
Yeah.
And in one of his videos, I would say check his channel out. The thumb method.
Yes.
Obviously, if you're turning left, you use your right hand. If you're turning left, you use your right or left hand.
Yeah.
So it took me almost 2 years to figure out, parallel direct entries, and until I watched your video.
Thank you. I actually just told.
The check will be in the mail.
I actually just told Phil a really funny story. It is that airline assessments, when you're in the screening, they still expect you to manually or by head calculate the holding entries and the correction angle. And in my sim screening on the 747, I handed over the controls to the recruiter for a brief minute because they expect me to enter a holding, and then I literally just switched the plane to the navigation display to VOR Rose mode. I stuck my fingers into the screen, and they were like cringing and laughing and said, "What is this guy doing?" But in a couple of matter of seconds, I found out which holding entry to fly, which correction angle I had to apply, and then there was like a bit of a silent cockpit, and everyone, okay, I think he's got it. And I literally didn't even have to enter the holding anymore. They vectored me onto an ILS, and that was it. So it's very important to know your holdings. Holdings are not to be underestimated. Yeah.
So in other words, it's hope for me, right?
It's hope for you. Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So tell me a little bit about your time here at Sun and Fun.
Yes.
Because I have to admit, I did a double take walking by, and it was like, who's that handsome pilot walking? It's like 112 degrees out here. I'm sweating like a dog, and this guy is cool under pressure. So
no, for me, actually, it is the first time at Sun and Fun, and I had the incredible pleasure or honor to be invited by Bose to come here and speak to you guys and meet with you guys to have this meet and greet. And it's funny, 2007, I actually had the first opportunity to come here to Sun and Fun because I was in flight school at the time. Okay. But our instructor said, no, we don't want you flying into that heavy airspace around Lakeland. We weren't allowed, and it was too far of a car ride, so we didn't come. So this is for me the first time, and I'm really, really having a great time. It's so great to see the GA is so flourishing here in America compared to Europe, sadly. And it's great to see that there's people meeting up here. There's fantastic planes on display. It's really great. So happy to be here, yes.
Great. Now, where are you originally from?
I am originally from a small city in Germany, in the south, west of Germany called Freiburg. But I now live in Munich, Germany. That's where my home base, so to speak, where I fly out of, is a tiny little country called Luxembourg that a lot of people don't know. But it does exist, yes.
Now, I'd be remiss without asking this question.
Yes.
German guy.
Yes.
Is it Porsche, BMW, Audi, Volkswagen? You got a lot of cars out there.
We do.
So.
Well,
or is it Chevrolet?
No, I'm an Audi guy. Okay. I like Audis quite a lot. If you ask me in Germany, I think a lot of people would probably buy a Volkswagen. I think that's the number one car brand in Germany.
Yeah, so that's the Chevrolet version.
You could compare that to that. Yeah, true.
Being that you're from Germany.
Yes.
Obviously, you've been on the Autobahn.
The Autobahn, yes.
And you don't look like a 55 mile an hour or kilometer guy. So
well,
how fast have you gone?
Surprisingly, because the 747 goes at 500 to 600 knots, I am actually a very gentle cruiser on the highway. I don't really go that fast. Surprisingly, my personal speed limit is like 75 miles an hour. I am really slow.
Get out of here, man.
No, because the thing is, like a true story, I worked as a paramedic after school, and I've seen some really, really harsh accidents on the German Autobahn, and so that kind of sort of slowed me down.
But if I was in the back of your ambulance and I needed immediate attention to get to hospital,
yes,
you go a lot faster than hopefully 70
Probably, yes, but that's a whole other story. I do not drive ambulances right now. Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to Bose, my
Yes.
father, late father, he was a alumnus of MIT. So
Okay,
that's how I
wow,
got
yeah.
into Bose in terms of the radios and the headsets.
Okay.
And now as a pilot, the A20s and the A30s.
Lovely, yeah.
So
Has he met Amar Bose?
I
Because he was a professor at MIT.
I believe
So,
he
yeah.
was familiar.
Probably,
My
yeah.
father was an executive for a company called Digital Equipment Corporation, which is formerly Compaq Computer, which is now
Okay.
Hewlett Packard.
Okay, okay.
So,
Lovely. Good.
But in
yeah.
any case, so what? Obviously, you wear the Bose
Yes.
on the 747.
Yes, I do. We do. It's, I think, in my opinion, if it's the A20 or the A30, you will appreciate a good quality headset. It is, in my opinion, an investment for your entire career, because I bought my A20 many, many years back. It is still working perfectly fine. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here. It is really something that you should do. It's a lifetime investment. You'll never have any troubles with it. And if you would, there is fantastic service that will help you out with it. So I've never had any issues, and it's a great headset, and I can advise anybody to buy it. It's just
Because it is a lifetime investment.
it is a lifetime investment, and you want good quality audio on your to listen to ATC. I remember the headset that we had in flight school; they were just terrible. The pressure on the ears was it was just painful. And so now, even if you have passengers on board, treat them to a good headset that you can use the intercom to speak to each other. There's nothing worse than being in an aircraft.
I've been in that situation where you're flying with someone, they can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, so it's good. I believe it's a lifetime investment, and you really, really enjoy it.
Okay, great. One last question,
Yes.
and I'll let you go, because I know you got a lot of
All
important
good, all
things here
good, Phil, all good.
at Bose to push to your product, and I guess the A40 is coming out next, maybe? I don't know.
I can't make a statement on that. No.
Okay. Well, Brian Jergensen, he's the comptroller here at Bose. Brian and I went to high school together,
All
so
right,
I haven't
okay,
seen
cool.
Brian ages, but here's the question. When you're on long flights,
Yes.
wearing your Bose,
Yes,
okay, of course a Bose,
yes.
what kind of music do you listen to?
I don't.
You don't?
No, we're not allowed to. Funny enough that you say that, though.
Because they have awesome Bluetooth. And,
They have the thing is, what I do is we have controlled crew rest, where I actually get back. So, for example, we do a 10-hour long flight, and then we share. It's a crew of 3, and then every one of us gets a 3-hour break, and then I unplug my Bose. I walk back to the upper deck of the 747. I put on Netflix or any kind of movie on my iPad, and then I use the Bluetooth connection to connect to my Bose, because I don't have to carry an extra headset for that. I'll just use the aviation headset that I have with me anyways. It's fantastic.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So I appreciate all of your time.
Thank you, Phil.
Have a great 2025.
I will. I will. Yes,
And,
you too.
maybe we'll see you in the sky somewhere.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you
I
too
appreciate
now.
it. Thank you.